Anyway, I think we're going to move away from this. And just a couple of see the world's there's this controversy just now, and we're all on the sidelines. We are paying members of the public now. We're going in to observe something. I'm getting a wee bit fed up because I go to Glasgow Green, and as a member of the public I can't hear bands because they're too far away. The wind and the prevailing wind's carrying the sound away from it. It's costing a fortune to go and sit in a stand where the prevailing wind's blowing southwest rain and wind into you, all the rest of it. The whole thing is just, I think it's a wee bit of a rip-off, almost, this Friday nonsense as well. I can't handle that. Bands spending hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever to come here to play on a Friday and now you get a tune on a Saturday. That's my thing. Lead in and that. What's your views there?
I think it's certainly this year. It seems to be an unfortunate chain of events that have happened. That there's been some bands that have been downgraded from grade 1. And then there's been some of the foreign bands are not coming over, whether it be through lack of finances or whatever reason. It's unfortunate that that's happened. I can see it from different aspects. I can see a foreign band, if they're not wanting to come over because they say, well, we're coming over to play in the biggest, the premier competition of the whole season. For any band, they always want to play at the Worlds. And I can also see it from the aspect saying, well, only the top 6 from each category go through. And if you come over from whatever country and you're not getting through, you're going to be disappointed. And if you come through on the Friday and there's 3 having to get dropped from each of the qualifiers and you're one of the ones that have been dropped, then you're coming over to play on the Friday at Glasgow Green in front of basically very few people. And it's a dilemma that I would imagine the RSPBA are looking at, and they're going to be trying to resolve for next year. I said it's an unfortunate position that they've been put in this year, and they've had to try and work their way around it. That they're having to do the Friday, and they're having to bring the scores forward from the Friday and onto the Saturday, and add the two of them together. But
do you think the Friday is necessary?
I can see what the idea behind the Friday was, to try and bring it down to the qualifiers that will play on the Saturday, because Saturday's such a busy day as well.
What do you feel about making a smaller?
Well, I was going to say that.
First grade, say 12 bands in first grade.
I think that would be something worth considering. And I'd also saw a friend of mine had said to me, what about making this premier grade and making it smaller, and then having whatever you call it, grade 1B, and then maybe having it's the setup being that the top 2 from that can qualify and then play in the final on the Saturday. But I dare say these are all things that the RSPBA will be having a look at now. I would imagine they will be, because they've been kind of no caught in the hot, but because of circumstances, it's kind of not worked out the way that previous years has worked out. That it's always been, they've always had enough bands on the Friday to work out the qualifier. But I don't know how you're going to work this out if bands come over and they're not good enough to play on the Saturday. They need to get better to play.
It's a qualification.
Yeah.
It's similar to the discussion that's going on now about the gold and the silver medal for a Ayrshire gathering in Northern Meaton. How do you judge that somebody's good enough if they're over in Canada, America, whatever? What's the standard there that allows people to qualify for the silver and the gold medals?
Yeah.
And what's the standard in North America, or Australia, New Zealand? that you would say a band is good enough to qualify for the top grade
exactly.
in the Worlds.
Yeah.
How about a grade 2 A and B, where you've got the bottom end of the grade 1 drop down into grade 2A, and make that a really exciting grade. It's very, very good at the moment, incidentally. The top bands in grade 2 are excellent. But make it even more so, and people are coming up from the current grade 2 into grade 1 are just dropping into a black hole almost. But having said that, I'm going to argue with myself. There's Johnson has come through the ranks and proved rather successful. You know, they're not in the top 6, but they're probably worthy of grade 1. You know,
I think Johnson have come through with this attitude that they're not going to be intimidated. I think that's to their favour. They've come in there, and I've certainly heard Keith Junior saying it. You know, we're not just going to be up here to grade 1 to just make the numbers. We're going up to grade 1 with the intention of winning. And I think there may be a wee bit of they come up from bands can come up from grade 2 and be slot into that bottom end and just almost accept their fate.
And then 2 or 3 seasons later drop back down into grade 2 again and win grade 2 and you're back up to grade 1.
And it must be disheartening as well, because you're coming up for grade 2 having had maybe won the Worlds or first, second or third in the Worlds and done well over the other major championships, and then you go up to grade 1 and you're getting nothing.
And then it's your recruiting
you said
problem
there's that
again.
black hole.
And then it's your recruiting problem again. You could recruit quite healthily into your winning grade 2, but all of a sudden you're winning nothing at the bottom of grade 1s, and your recruiting base is away, and you know. So these things should be addressed.
I would imagine that the RSPBA will be having a long hard look at it, and they've certainly got the people up there that have got the know-how and the experience and the pipe bands through the many years playing at the highest grade, that between them they'll come up with a solution that probably won't be perfect, but nothing's ever perfect, but it'll come up with a solution that hopefully should be acceptable to not all but most people.
Well, but you've shown an interest in judging.
Yeah, I've started going through the RSPBA qualifications to try and get myself into a position that I can start to flag myself up to as potential to get in the adjudicators course to
takes a wee while
become a
though,
judge.
doesn't it? Just
well, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of certainly the theory is a lot of things I've never even touched on, with the complexities of it. But it's just a lot of hard studying. Fortunately, I've done the playing side of it. I did that just at the turn of the year, and that went well. So it's really just knuckling down now and getting this exam for the the certificate of pipe band musicianship. Get that done and then move on to the next part. Keith Bowes Senior was telling me that there's another one starting in October that I should get myself onto as well. So yeah, it's
so you're looking forward to contributing more along that direction then?
Well, I feel you know, it's all one you can sit there and say, you know, I'm not happy with this, and the judge that, and I don't think somebody should have won this or somebody should have been higher up. But you need to put yourself in the frame that you can add your bit, and I'd like to think that if it comes to the point, my peers would be able to say, well, Ian Plunkett, I'd be happy enough with him judging me in piping. And I feel as I'm in a position that if anybody wants to challenge me as a player, they can say, well, play me a tune and I'll give you a big MS snare, and I'll know exactly win the Northern meeting with it. But I would like to think that at the end of it you say, I'm happy enough you judging me.
Ian, thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you.
I think we'll bring this to a close before the roof caves in or whatever. But it's interesting, and I hope that the people out in the wide world out there find this interesting as well. I certainly have. And thanks very much.
Thank you, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.